Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month of June Tarot Oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we all have a little bit of Leo in our chart somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Leo in, that is where this is most likely to show up for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. But having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? All right, I just got to move this over a little bit. Good, perfect. All right, so we're going to begin with the underlying energy, and we have the Sun, Leo, and this is the Sun rules the Leo energy, and it's also the underlying reason energy for the deck. This is talking about sunshine, the happiest card in the tarot. The sunflowers turn to the sun, and that's representing you turning to God to be on your destined path. And this is this heavy banner. This young child is carrying this, totally fearless on this pony. No reins, no saddle, no fear. And this is how you're destined to be on your path when you're a child of God. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is one of four queens in the tarot, and she's representing the energy, the element of air, and this is regarding thoughts. So the swords represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. Now the Queen of Swords is sometimes considered to be the coldest of all the queens, but she wasn't always that way. It's just that she's been through a lot. So she's been there, done that, and has the t-shirt, has zero desire to put up with any more bullshit in her life, and has her head is out of the clouds, so she does have clarity as to where she wants to go and what she wants in her life and what she doesn't want in her life. She's got her left hand out, so she most definitely is willing to receive this happiness from the sun. Having said that, she doesn't want to, she's got her right hand on her sword and it is up. So she's saying, if you come into me with any bullshit, off with your head. She longs for the days in the old when that was her right. She's done with any bullshit. All right. Then this is talking, and that is actually the underlying energy for your internal forces. Internal forces are the what ifs of life. It's when you find yourself saying, what if this happens and I have to do that? What if that happens and I have to do this? What if they do that, and or what if they don't do that? That type of energy. So the what ifs you do have control over. So it's just a matter of being in a position where either you're going to respond to the energy or you're going to react to it. And it's always better to respond. So this is talking about, this is the Ten of Cups. It's the most best lifestyle that you can be living out of all the cards. So you've got the happiest card in the deck, and you have, this is how you feel about yourself right now. And so the Ten of Pentacles represents living a really great lifestyle. You're really enjoying yourself. It's raining money. You have the partner that you want to be with, your pets if you want them, children if you want them, and you have time to stop and chat with the neighbors. So this is like the ultimate fulfillment or ultimate lifestyle in a perfectly imperfect world. And then we have this, the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. This is actually a Sagittarius energy, and we do have the Sagittarius full moon on the 31st, which is 2 days from now. And this energy of the full moon is actually a blue moon. Blue moons are quite rare. They only happen once every 3 years. And the blue moon energy is talking about when there's 2 full moons in 1 month. So if you've been feeling a little bit overly emotional, more so than usual, when there's a blue moon, quite often 2 full moons in 1 month is a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. And so that could be a big part of why. This is talking about the Wheel of Fortune. As I said, the moon is in the sign of Sagittarius. If you want to know more about the blue moon, I just completed all the readings for the signs. And so each of the horoscope signs, I did a reading telling you more about the blue moon if you're interested in that. But I want to move forward into the energy coming up in June. So this is saying the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, and that the past, the present, and the future are coming together. This is saying stay on on your destined plan with God, or, for this to happen, basically. So keep going in the way that you're going. And this is also saying that the past, present, and future are coming together in synchronicity into the moment now. So if you don't have this yet, this is a promise of it coming, so long as you stay on your destined path, and you turn, stay on God's plan, basically, is what it's saying. And the past, the present, and the future are coming together on these three wheels. There's three wheels, not just one, on the Wheel of Fortune. And on one of those wheels are actually the Hebrew letters for the name of God, and they actually mean tetragrammaton. And so tetragrammaton is a sacred geometric symbol representing perfect equalization, peace, unity in God's manifestation. There we go. So this is how you identify with yourself right now. You can feel this energy coming in, I think, and this is the abundance. So you can feel just that there's opportunities coming your way. We also have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is, the wands in tarot are representing the element of fire, and wands are made of wood. Wood fuels the fire, and this is about taking passionate action. Now this card, this person is standing on the precipice of change and looking out into the distant horizon. There's ships sailing by. This looks like sand, but it's just because the sun, remember, is shining on this reading. So now the water looks golden. This is saying the Three of Wands is talking about entering into this energy of, he's watching these ships go by and he's thinking, I'd like to hop on one of them babies and go for a ride. Now it's interesting because this card quite often for me can represent someone who's leaving being in a couple to go after, to be single again. So this energy here could be that this is what you want, but you don't have it yet, and you're moving forward. Maybe you've met someone or conversing with someone and they live across the waters, that type of energy. And maybe you're wanting to go on an adventure to go meet them, that type. There's something here. I feel like this could represent the energy of someone. Quite often the Queen of Swords is someone who's divorced or at least separated at this time, and has maybe been single for a while now and is looking for what they always have wanted, which is this ultimate fulfillment. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning forward in that favor. So this could say you don't have it yet, but the past, the present, and the future are coming together to facilitate this, as long as you're staying on your God-given path. And this is talking about, wow, this is another Sagittarius energy here, Leo. So there's a lot of energy around this blue moon. I feel this blue moon is a launching pad for moving into the energy in June. What we have happening in June is on the 9th of June, Venus and Jupiter is the planet that rules over the Sagittarius energy. And Jupiter and Venus are hooking up in the sign of Cancer for one day on June 9th. And this is a very intense energy. A lot of astrologers are saying that this is the most lucky day of the year. And some are going so far as to say it's the most lucky day of the decade, in particular for love and for money. So I am thinking about this blue moon being a launching board, a launching pad for bouncing into this energy. So starting to really keep your mind on where you want to go, and taking the actions to be looking into like your heart's desires. What does your heart really want? Because this is an opportunity perhaps to have some ease in manifesting that. And we have the earth angel energy. In the Bible, it says there's 144,000 angels that God sends down to earth. And this, a lot of people consider this to be the earth angel energy. It's about, a high vibration, humans with a high vibration that are put on the earth to raise the vibration for everybody. So this is talking about using their alchemy, their own special talents, pouring that into the universal pool, and then grounding that on earth. And you notice where her right foot is in the pool and the left foot is grounded on earth, and there's already flowers growing there. So this is to create more beauty, more fairness, and the way to be in this energy is to be the best version of you that you can be and stay on your path of glory. The sun there is representing, again, following the energy of God's path. So doing, being righteous in what you're doing. And then we have this energy so this is communication from early life. So you might be raised by someone who is, you may have been raised by a single parent. Perhaps your parents were divorced. It's that type of energy. And so you're kind of, you understand what that energy is about from having lived it as a child. And perhaps you've always said, I wasn't going to live that. And now you are, which is, mirror, mirror on the wall, I've become my mother after all. That's the type of energy. And so this is the 9. This is about your emotional state right now. So this is saying, yes, you really do want to stay on your path of glory. You want to take consistent steps of action towards increasing your potential, moving forward, and having this dream that you've always wanted. And the 9 of Pentacles energy is now moving into your creativity, romance, and children. So this is talking about pre-Empress energy. The Empress in Tarot is considered to be a master of manifestation, and she is considered to be pregnant with possibility. This energy, she embodies the qualities of all 4 queens from the minor arcana. And the way she's done that, it's like a status that she's reached from going through so much life experience that she has, stepped her vibration up to the point now from everything that she's learned that she has entered. She's almost like at the Empress energy. So perhaps she embodies like 3 of the queens, but not the 4th one yet. And maybe the 4th one she needs to embody is this one of discernment. So, being discerning, or it could be one of the others. But I feel like this is talking about someone that has learned how much time, money, and energy to invest in anyone or anything. What is the anticipated return? And is it a fair exchange of energy? And so that's basically this energy is talking about moving into that potential. If you've ever heard about Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor and genius, he would often say, if you knew the beauty of the 369, that you would have the key to the universe. And I feel that's what this falcon represents. The falcon can go fly and go look at the big picture for her and bring that energy back to her. This is talking about a ratio that she keeps. So this is 2/3, 1/3. So 2/3 of her time, money, and energy is invested in keeping her home and her businesses and everything running smoothly, making sure all the bills are paid, everything's taken care of, the maintenance is done, and then also having a slush fund for when things, break down and having repairs and maybe having to replace appliances, that type of energy. And then we have these 3, which could represent, maybe one of these one of these pentacles she's going to use to invest in a more risky investment that pays really well. And so if it doesn't go well, then she knows that, she still has enough to make sure that she pays her bills, etc. And maybe another one for charity, and perhaps saving up for a family vacation or a special occasion. And this energy is talking about having the foresight to do so. So this is also saying that, being very appreciative and grateful for what you already have and using it as wisely as you can, looking after your shift, basically. And this is more the beginning stages of this give and take, and maybe one of the hard lessons learned. This is talking about sowing seeds, and this is back at Six Pentacles. This is the energy that she's has her hand on now, and this is the accumulated that in the past, I feel. And at this point, Six of Pentacles would be upper middle class and have enough to give to charity. And so having this person's discernment is saying, I can give money to this person and they will use it wisely. They will use it to benefit themselves and move forward in a stronger way. But the scales of justice are hanging over this person because his discernment is telling him, hey, this person, they already have something in their back pocket. And they have what they need to move forward. Why are they asking me for money? Get your butt to work and go and get it yourself. This person doesn't want to risk their own money. They want to risk yours, though. That's the kind of energy. And so you may have someone from the past that has been in that energy. This is talking daily routine, different habits that you have, the way that you've done business in the past. And I feel also that that could be representing there was some past energy, and maybe you're divorced now, and this is the energy that you've maybe had to deal with to be in this pre-Empress energy now. So this could say you may have gone off your path for a while there, or someone in your inner, because this is inner, or someone that was close to you in your inner circle was maybe not doing things on the up and up. All right, we're going to look at the external forces. And this Queen of Pentacles, man, she's been showing up a lot in these readings. So she is known for her resourcefulness. She has this big pentacle in her lap. She's known for making something out of nothing and respected for being able to do so. She prefers quality over quantity. This isn't flashy money. It's not like having all the designer, and everything that, to impress other people. She understands the value of money as being one more way of expressing freedom of choice, basically. And this is talking about generational wealth, a legacy that you pass down to your children and your children's children. The thing that I always wonder about the Queen of Pentacles is, why does she have to be so resourceful? Or, if she comes from generational wealth, and we're talking like this would be like billionaire, trillionaire energy, then, the Nine of Pentacles would be talking about a multimillionaire. And why is she dealing with this energy? Upper middle class. It doesn't make sense to me. So this is some sort of external force coming in, causing your energy to be in this energy instead of this energy, or closer to this energy. Yeah, and then a tower hits. Okay, I was feeling something was coming up here. So the tower is representing a reality check. So something's been going on, and your intuition has been yelling at you, you need to look at something. And perhaps because of this whole month of real, two full moons, this is not, it's a very more emotional than usual time, but it's also, a lot of people are a lot more intuitive at this time because of all the full moon energy. So this is talking about letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. And if you're not going to, this is going to do it for you. So the reality check comes after the universe has been whispering to you, hey, you might want to take a look at that, but you don't. So then the universe gets the frying pan and whacks you on the head, and you're like, geez, that hurt. Why did that happen? And you're like, take a look at what's going on, because it's going to hurt a lot more down the road if you don't. The 2x4 comes, you still don't get it. And so now the lightning has to hit your turret. And now your whole castle's on fire. And all of this is going to have to be rebuilt. And these two people are falling out. And one of them is in shock, and one of them is in going, oh, I knew I should have taken care of this. This type of, I could see this coming. Why didn't I do something about it? It's always better to nip things in the bud when you are getting those intuitive hits. Look into it at least, figure it out, because this energy is talking about if you don't, then it's going to get progressively worse, and eventually, like the reality check of a tower is not a fun place to be in. It usually hits at the worst possible moment, and it's something that has to be rebuilt then, when maybe a small tweak or finding out something sooner could have prevented it. Having said that, the reality check, most people with the reality check, that if you're on the right side of, justice and doing things in the proper way, this is going to go in your favor. And if you haven't been, then you're probably going to be in for a world of hurt here, because now what you were doing is being found out. And this is in the position of partnership, commitment, and spousal energy. So that could be why we have a divorce here. There could have been, third-party involvement with 3 wands here. There could have been, leaving the relationship, that type of energy. So we're gonna see what's going on here. We'll look at the next card up, and we have a cup of love. I feel this is saying that you still can have what you always wished for. You can have that perfect partner. God is going to send someone into you, a divine partner that actually is going to bring peace to your life instead of all this doubt. And this is an overflowing cup. This is talking about, the waters running, like the refilling. It's like a fountain. And look at the water lilies are growing here, and water lilies they're a beautiful flower that comes out of the mud. So if you're going through a challenging time right now, it could be changing, it could be shifting. If you already have a partner that you're happy with, and you don't feel that there's this energy caught, like that's not what it's about, then this could be about something you love to do or something you love to be, and that ability is going to come back into you. I feel that there's some energy, there's a lot of pentacle energy here, and I'm still wondering, why does the Queen have to be so resourceful? This is a transition coming in. So if you have been divorced and you've sworn off love, maybe that was too early, because God's saying you deserve love in your life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have what you want. Move forward. Yeah, this is after a period of isolation. So this card here is talking about, being isolated from society, feeling like you don't fit in, going through a challenging time, definitely. And sometimes this can be caused by the tactics of others. We have 5 pentacles here only for 2 people. And one of them's on crutches and is wearing the plague bell. So the plague bell is talking about an energy of, in the old days, they didn't have apps. So they couldn't ostracize people from society that way. So they would hang a bell on their neck and say, if we think you have the plague or you might be having it, you have to wear this bell. And then everybody can hear you coming into town. And, that made it hard to get a job or whatever. And then all these snowflakes are representing a bunch of people coming together and gossiping and slandering your name, possibly defamation of character, a bunch of tactics being used. This person doesn't even have shoes on their feet in the snow. And so this energy is representing, being in that energy of, when snow starts falling, it's really pretty at first. And a few flakes anyone can handle. But if it keeps snowing for months and it keeps piling up and you're having to shovel it and look after it, it can literally collapse the roof of your house. So this is talking about a lot of tactics being used by more than one flake and directed your way, because this is a lot of money. This is 10 of Pentacles. This is multimillionaire, billionaire energy. Why, oh why is the Queen being resourceful and dealing with 6 Pentacles instead of 10? That's what the inquiring minds want to know. So this is about your higher learning. And then we have Okay, so this energy has been stuck for a while. The hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down, gaining perspective so that he can move forward with strong action. Now, this is coming from the external forces, so somebody may have been doing their best, or somebody's, to keep you stuck in this energy so that you couldn't get this, and maybe they have a plan to get it instead. It could be that sort of scenario. Now we have the Two of Pentacles. This is someone who's been multitasking, very busy. This can represent, juggling pentacles energy. So this is lifestyle, like work hard, play hard. Possibly, this could represent someone who's working two jobs, maybe juggling your home life and your business life. This card is saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And I do feel there's some juggling of morals regarding pentacles here, which is why this queen is in this energy. And when this reality check hits, if it hasn't already, this energy is going to be exposed, what they've been doing here to keep you stuck while they are trying to do their best. They've been very busy behind the scenes to get a hold of this. They're trying to figure out, okay, how can we do it? And definitely there's more than one snowflake involved. And then we have, this is a card about the Eight of Pentacles is, Pentacles are lifestyle. Having said that, this card in particular is the only one out of all the Pentacle cards where this person is actually making money and focused on making money. And with the cards going in the direction they're going in here, this can represent someone who's literally making money, like counterfeit or forgery or identity theft, white-collar crime. And they've been busy at it, multitasking away here. And this is they're trying to get the blessings that are supposed to be coming in to the person that deserves this, that it was meant for. Whoever's on God's plan here, that's who it's meant for. And this energy is trying to take it instead. Good Lord. It's just so annoying, this energy. All right, because it's like, you have to have a really big ego to think that you're going to stop God's plan. But apparently there's enough dummies out there that are doing it. So this is saying stay on your designated path. As long as you're in the upright, this energy is working for you. If you're not in the upright, this energy definitely is working against you. And we are in a time right now where Uranus has just moved into the sign of Gemini. And the last time Uranus was in Gemini was 1941 to 1949. Now that may be significant to your ancestors in some way. And that energy, that's during World War II. And so there could have been something that happened back then that has an effect on you now, or it can be talking about this is just being like, it's similar energy. But the energy is saying that, for the next 8 years, what Gemini wants, what Uranus wants when it's in Gemini is the truth to come out. So every day, I'm saying a truth a day keeps the devil at bay. That's the energy. And we're seeing this being played out in the world scene right now. A lot of energy of, people that were getting away with a lot. And now they're not. Now people are being brought in for justice from situations that happened decades ago. And this energy has probably been going on way further back than that. So, for the next 8 years, that's the energy we're going to be in. And I've noticed every day, I just kind of look, okay, which truth is being exposed today? And it bounces from one country to another, but it's all around the world for sure. So I'm all for that. Like, let's put our cards on the table and let's see what's been going on behind the scenes. And maybe we can, as a planet, get together and do a better job of, justice for everybody. This is really good energy. Leo is all about being in a leadership role. The thing with Leo is it's think of teenage boys. That's kind of the energy. They're very impulsive, and it takes them quite a long time to mature, to get into the energy of being a leader. And sometimes that energy can come off as being arrogant rather than as being confident. And so Leo, when they tend to lack confidence, they just fill it up like a balloon with arrogance and get by. Think of the impulsiveness of that age, and think about 10 years, 15 years down the road, when that energy matures, how much potential it has to be a strong leader. All right, I'm going to clarify this for those of you who want clarification. This is really good energy. There's a lot of potential here. Whatever you do, stay on the straight and narrow and make sure that you're careful who you associate with at this time, because for this to all come in, it's got to be, you've got to be, you don't want to be hit by other people's karma, basically, if you're hanging out with people who are not on the up and up. All right. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy, and for your likes and comments. I really, really appreciate them. Consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored. And we are talking now about my oracle, and this is Tales from the Vector. And I started this back in 2007. There's 64 paintings, and I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and it has a gallery with all the paintings in it. So the numbers on these cards are representing the energy, the paintings as they're listed in the gallery. I will put in the description box below then the order that these come up in the reading. So if you want to check them out, you can. This is one of the paintings from the series of the horoscopes. There's 12 paintings in this series. These were actually ink drawings, but this is a reproduction. So here is the, did I say this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light? We have the Strength card coming in here, Integrity, and this is in the regular tarot, this is the young woman reaching into a mature lion's mouth, which is a very dangerous thing. But the lion accepts her doing that because she's doing it to allay her fears, and from childhood, basically. So this is an energy that can involve, having this strength and the integrity to stay on God's path. And then we have the devil energy. So that's kind of interesting. So there could have been some sort of temptation that came in here. This is sitting in your partnerships, your commitments and marriage. So if you are a divorced person, because this is internal forces, this could represent the energy that caused you to become divorced. And maybe there was more to it than you thought. Maybe it wasn't just one thing. Maybe it was more than that. Someone gave in to temptation. So when the devil card comes up, I always cover it with the next card up. I want to see, the devil is about temptation. It's manipulative energy. You're not going to get the truth out of the devil. So I cover it. I want to see what minion does the devil send in to do his dirty work. What's it about? Or does God cover it? And we already see that God is running this is shining light and happiness on this entire reading. So, and what we have coming in is the Libra energy. So this is about, I just want to explain first, when any of my horoscope signs come in a reading like this that's general, I'm not talking about individual people. I'm talking about the sign itself and what can we learn from it. Because if you ever get your birth chart done, you will have probably most or all of the signs in your chart. And you can see which house it's in, and that will influence that house the most. But this energy is talking about being a mature adult and being able to handle commitments. So perhaps when you married very young, and neither one of you was really ready for that commitment, or or your partner wasn't, because it's talking about your partner. There was a huge blow up. Something happened, and quite often this can represent third party energy. If you look at the anatomy of the card, it's an explosion of like all of a sudden all the shift coming out at once. And usually when this happens, there's a lot of gossip and slander and a lot of talk about whatever that is. And so this is about, I feel, the anticipation or the expectation of what's going to happen when the reality check hits. Because if you're on on God's path, you're going to be, you can anticipate a really strong future because it's going to straighten things out for you. If you've been on the devil's path, you're going to deal with that karma. So it's, you know which side you're on. This is being a mature adult. Then we have the trauma queen energy here. Life's a slice, hold the drama. Yeah, I feel this is talking about this energy that's kept you in this energy. Like, this is what you want. This is what you deserve. This is what was meant for you. But there was some drama in your life, and it has kept you stuck. Instead of fighting, you didn't fight. You didn't take flight, but you froze. And I feel that's the energy, frozen energy. And then we have the hermit. And this is talking about, okay, after the dark night of the soul, to get going again, the hermit realizes, I need help. So he climbs the mountain, and he climbs to the top, and so that he can isolate himself and just commune with God directly. And when he does meditation and prayer and gets in touch with all that source energy, his lantern becomes full of the North Star. And the North Star is your North Node energy, that you're on your destined path. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor if you get on that path. This is talking about God's plan, not the devil's plan, by the way, just for clarity. And then we have the father figure energy. So this can talk about a major accomplice. So this could be someone that is that you look up to as a father figure. This could be your actual father. This could represent your father's paternal line, basically uncles, cousins from your father's side of the family. People that you consider in your, like, this is talking about your early childhood, people that were in your inner sphere, kind of, that you knew when you were a child, or you met when you were a child. And this can also talk about if you are married to someone and you've had children, even if you're divorced or whatever that is, or never married, this is could represent the father of your children energy. The dissemination is basically when information is scrambled purposely, so that no one can really understand what you're saying. Quite often we'll see politicians talking in that, legalese. If you go to a doctor, you might have to go get a medical terms for dummy encyclopedia so you know what they're talking about. It's that type of energy. And this is when there's an elephant in the room, but you don't want to see it. So it's like, elephant? What elephant? I don't see an elephant. And I feel that this is because love is blind. And if it's someone that you care about, you don't want to see that side of them. And so you don't want to believe that that's what they would do, or that you would be capable of doing that yourself. And this is also talking about believing in your own press. So a lot of times when people want to motivate someone, they'll say, you have to believe in yourself. And you have to be careful with that, because most people actually do have limiting beliefs about themselves, what they're capable of. And usually it will hold them back rather than move them forward. So, if you believe in yourself, make sure you believe in the strongest version of yourself. And then the battle star energy is talking about having the courage again. We have two cards talking about having the courage to stand up to this energy. And also, I feel when the truth comes in, there could be control your temper. Make sure that you don't fly off the handle, and you might have every right to be angry or whatever, and it's okay to be angry, but don't be, tweeting all over the place, control your temper. Anger is the gift that keeps on giving. So, it can be passed down from one generation to another. So if some of this energy is coming in from something that happened with your parents or your grandparents or great-grandparents, if it's not cleaned up, eventually it just keeps building and building, and the anger is passed down from one generation to the next. And in the end, there's a bunch of angry people, and most of them don't even have a clue what it's about and have never met the people that were angry in the first place. So, it can be pretty useless energy, basically. And then look at this, we have the Hangman. So yeah, this is something that was meant to keep the Queen of Pentacles in this energy, the generational wealth that she was supposed to receive, not keep stopping her from having it, so that it can be diverted. So other people might be enjoying this this pentacle energy that was supposed to go to her, and that's why she has to be. And in this, and we have it here twice. So it's about, as long as she's stuck, that keeps everybody else moving forward. And then we have the Hierophant coming in. Yes, this is justice is coming in. The reality check is here. Pakaboom. It's like a big kaboom. I can feel like ding. We had a big thunderstorm, lightning storm last night here where I am at, and it was pretty intense. And I thought, oh yeah, here we go. So the tower's going to hit somewhere. And then we have a big transition happening on the transition. So this is talking this new love coming in. Could be someone that really is going to empower you to move forward and get out of this energy. And also, one thing I want to point out about this energy, quite often, rejection is God's protection. So if you feel like you've been isolated and you're like, really, like, what the heck? Like how, like, why is this happening? It could be because there's deception around you. And perhaps this is it could be coming from, it's kiss me good. There's a hex in the city. So this could be coming from a lover of yours that you have had, or in the past, or it could still be this energy of a spouse that is still trying to hang on to this coin, basically. That's what I'm getting. And this is also someone, it's saying, if you were thinking that this person had third-party energy, I think they may have had more than third-party energy. There could have been more than one flake involved here. This could be someone that, had quite a few flakes that he was deceiving with. And then this is talking about disruption. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Yeah, that's for sure. Because like if you're stuck here and everybody else is out and about with this energy, like, yeah, it's saying, yeah, I'm sure that if there was a third party involvement in your relationship and that wasn't something that you have agreed to, that the people that were in the third party relationship were probably enjoying that way more than you were. It's just a guess, but I bet you that could be the truth. And then we have degradation. So this balancing act, wanting to keep you in, degrade your energy. And that can be humiliate you in many ways behind your back. There could have been a lot of energy happening, or it could be really apparent as well. And so, but the thing is if you're on the up and up and you're doing things in the correct way, then the shame belongs to them, not to you. So just return it. Return to sender. Just don't accept it, basically. And God will make sure, the Hierophant will make sure for God that this energy is directed exactly. So if they wanted you to be homeless, then they'll be homeless. If they wanted you to have the plague, then they can worry about having the plague. If they wanted people to reject you, then guess what? If they wanted you to lose all your money, guess what? So, and you're going to find, and when this happens, it's like when it hits, it's at the worst possible time and totally unexpected. So, you wouldn't be expecting this huge improvement, upgrade in your life, and they certainly are not expecting for it to all fall apart. And then we have the moon saying, be very intuitive at the moon right now. reckless abandon, WRECK. That's when you discipline your mind so that you stay on God's path and you have the presence of mind not to sell your soul. The soul doesn't really belong to you anyway, it belongs to God, but you selling it is selling your choice, not your soul, just so you know. And so when payment comes up, you're going to have to, the devil's going to want that payment. And God's not, you already turned your back on God. So this is the energy. It's the two choices we have in life here. And quite often, this energy can go on for decades, like it can go on for generations actually. And then all of a sudden, bang, and all of the momentum from all of that energy hits. And for whatever reason, 1941 to 1949, Uranus, a pain in Uranus, that energy is coming back to bite some people that have been let's say on the other side of, on this side rather than on God's side. All right, I feel like you're in good hands though. So just hang in there. This energy is shifting. It's shifting every day. We can see it happening all around us. Do give this a like and comment if you've enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing. Thank you for your time and energy. And I'll be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Leo.